Hello and welcome to the Caymanas Park Highlight Show. In this week's edition, we'll recap the race card from Saturday, November 4. 10 races were on offer, including the feature event, the Kaz Hoshe Trophy, named after the Philip Fiani Conditioned Horse of the Year back in 1982. Let's begin our highlights package with race 1. This was a 4 years old and up restricted allowance event covering a distance of 1,400 meters. Trainer Peter John Passard's Neo Star, with champion jockey Dane Dawkins in the saddle, reflected a lot of stable confidence in the betting.
Looks to have settled there off for the first. Gilbert, Lana Vicati, the two slowest to leave the gates. They make their way down the backstretch, gracefully made as expected once that lead with a Neo Star. Posing Already is now rushing through on their outside, and it's Posing Already who grabs the lead, and they make their way now toward the final 5/8 of a mile. Posing Already opens up a 3-length advantage. It's held over Gracefully Made. She's My Friend rushing down in third. Right there on the rail, that's Neo Star in the white. Maybe 6 or 7 separates that bunch. Gilbert now beginning to recover somewhat. Toward the outside, Fly Messenger Fly, then Pretty Girl, and at the back of the field, it's Select Me, as they've left the half-mile marker and they go charging up past the 7:16. Posing Already out in front with a 3.5 to 4-length advantage. Gracefully Made continues the chase. Neo Star and She's My Friend moving together as a team. Toward the outside, Fly Messenger Fly picking up along with Gilbert scraping paint. Select Me is next and Pretty Girl. And Forget the Trailer, Lana Vicati, as they turn for home at the top of the lane. It's Posing Already in the white headgear. Gracefully Made now unleashed down against the rail. Here is Neo Star kicking in 3 wide. These 3 across the track as they thunder down toward the final furlong. Gracefully Made over on the rail. In between horses, Posing Already. Neo Star now on the outside. They go on from the rest of the field inside the final 16th. It's Gracefully Made. Here is Neo Star and devastating Dane Dawkins. These two bobbing noses, they drive toward the line. It's Neo Star just getting there.
A mad dash in a finish from the top 3 finishers, with the favorite Neo Star making it a 4th consecutive win and getting the better of Gracefully Made by just the neck. Race 2 on the card was an optional claiming event for 3-year-olds and up, contesting a mile-long trip. A small field of 5 reduced to 4, with Rohan Kabir deemed a late non-starter.
1,600 meters, 1 mile the trip thereof. First start. Curlin's Flight comes away sprinting, gets that lead. Simba the Lion moving fluently on the rail, just about a half a length or 3/4 of a length separates them. He Can Dance is right in behind them, and last of all, it's Expeditious as the quartet make their way down the backstretch on the run toward the 6. Curlin's Flight out in front by a length and a piece. Simba the Lion right there on the rail. He Can Dance is a further 3.5 to 4 lengths in behind them, and a break of maybe 4 lengths back to Expeditious trailing. On the backstretch they go and make their way now, arriving at the 5, and Simba the Lion has now moved into that lead. Curlin's Flight is running extremely wide. He Can Dance is right there on the rail, now taking second from a wide-running Curlin's Flight, and Expeditious wanting as they come toward the half-mile. They're at it now and go spinning into that turn, and Simba the Lion and Action Pack Ray and Lewis attempt to steal the show. He Can Dance needs to find 4 to 5 lengths as they go racing toward the 3. A huge gap opening up to the pair of Expeditious now moving into third. Curlin's Flight backing out last as the leader will come flashing past the 5/16th. It's Simba the Lion in control and under a motionless rider. Simba the Lion cruising at the top of the lane. He Can Dance has a lot of work to do to catch this Simba the Lion, who is in complete command. Simba the Lion, the rider, now beginning to urge just a bit and pulls the stick out in the right hand. He Can Dance begins to make ground. Simba the Lion beginning to shorten a bit. He Can Dance continues the chase but needs to find maybe 3 or 4 inside the last furlong. It's Simba the Lion being driven out. He Can Dance now beginning to take tiny chunks out of that lead, but Simba the Lion responds to a crack or 2 of the left-hand stick and continues to fight off He Can Dance. Simba the Lion will win it. Under Ray and Lewis, He Can Dance is second.
The Patrick Lynch conditioned Simba the Lion takes the day's second event, with leading rider Ryan Lewis in the saddle. Second went to the 1 to 5 favorite He Can Dance. Race 3 on the card was a restricted allowance event covering 1,000 meters round. Magic Bullet and China Music from the 2 and 3 box, respectively, were both deemed unfit to run.
They're ready? They're off for the dash. First start, Lion Talk just a shade slowly out. Absolute Blue and Sticky Don match strides. Lion Talk going in chase, and Blue Seas last of the 4 runners as they make their way now, flashing past the half-mile and go dashing into the turn for home. Stick It On the outside, Absolute Blue on the rail. They're eye to eye as they're approaching the final three. A gap of maybe 6 or more lengths to Lion Talk, hustled up and asked to get closer, and the Blue Seas left at the back and struggling. 5/16 of a mile to run. The war up front continues. Absolute Blue near the rail, possibly just the leader. Here is Stick It On now charging through, and Stick It On picks it up from Absolute Blue. These are clear of the rest. Further back to Blue Seas and Lion Talk, but down the stretch toward the final furlong, and it is a Stick It On in control at the moment under Philip Parchment. They drive past the furlong pole. Stick It On continues to lead Absolute Blue down against the rail. It is Stick It On in charge at the moment inside the final 16th under a very busy ride, but Stick It On will come away from them. Absolute Blue and Lion Talk will flash by together. Lion Talk is second, Absolute Blue is third.
The 2 to 5 favorite, Stick It On, in the hands of jockey Philip Parchment, took the lead at the top of the 400 meters pole and did enough to hold off second place finisher Lion Talk by 4 1/4 lengths. The sixth event on Saturday's card was another restricted allowance event. Champion trainer Anthony Baba Nunez had his 3 entries reduced to 2 with a scratch of golden syrup.
They're off. City Hawk, the Bee's Knees, they're at the back early. Fly Blue Jet holds the lead by a nose. All for Love pulling alongside. These two go down the back stretch. City Hawk joins them to form the line of 3. Wow How racing in behind them. Bosie in between horses. Princess Akila out 3 wide as they leave the 5. Power of Her Highness is toward the back of the field. And last of all, it's the Bee's Knees. They're about to arrive at the half mile and go rushing into that turn. City Hawk and Fly Blue Jet match stride. City Hawk just the leader on the rail, saving ground as they slip past the 7/16. Fly Blue Jet left a length back as the tempo increased. They run toward the 3. Bosie now beginning to make good progress. Toward the rail, that's Wow How. Power of Her Highness has improved somewhat. All for Love racing next and under the stick. Princess Akila and the Bee's Knees share last, but the field have turned for home. They're at the top of the lane. They leave the quarter pole behind, and Bosie now looks to strike the front. Wow How putting up a fight down against the rail, and Wow How now picks it up from Bosie, who will have to find more. All for Love in the white races right against the fence, but Wow How leaves the furlong pole with that lead. Terrific Tevin Foster having a peep in his mirrors, and Wow How is pouring it on. Inside the final 16th, it is Wow How coming away from them to win comfortably by maybe 4. All for Love is second. Bosie is third.
The 3 to 5 favorite, Wow How, gets the job done with Tevin Foster in the saddle, clocking a modest 1 minute 20 2/5 of a second over the 1300 meters course. It's now time for a break on the Caymanas Park Highlight Show. On the other side, we'll recap the remaining races on the card from Saturday, November 4. Welcome back to the Caymanas Highlight Show. In the second half of our presentation, we'll recap races 7 to 10. Race 7 was a maiden condition event for native bred 3-year-olds and up. Tevin Foster aboard Lady Ramdulari from the Howard Jagai barn was the even money favorite in the betting.
Ready, they're off. Hedgecraft misses it with Finney the first timer. Lady Ramdulari, Mr. Wonderful, they match strides, but only for a brief moment as Mr. Wonderful now skitters through and grabs that lead and quickly opens up a gap. Lady Ramdulari is some 2.5 lengths back and running in second. Crucial Alexia as they leave the half mile in third. Texas Metal is racing next in fourth as they arrive at the 7/16th. Hedgecraft racing out widest of them all. A huge gap opens up to Finney and Captain Phillip at the back of the field. The field strung out, but they arrive now at the 5/16th. They've got to catch this Mr. Wonderful. He's opened up 5 lengths, maybe more, over Crucial Alexia the Grey. Into the lane comes Mr. Wonderful in the hands of Shamari Muir. Running toward the final 3/16th, Mr. Wonderful. Muir had a quick peep behind him and changes his hold as they charge up toward the final furlong. Crucial Alexia moving best of the rest. Lady Ramdulari not yet responsive to the left-hand stick as Mr. Wonderful continues to lead by 3 or 4 lengths. Here now is right there near the rail. That's Lady Ramdolari now beginning to come at him. Mr. Wonderful running on fumes. Lady Ramdolari diving closer. Mr. Wonderful just over Lady Ramdolari.
Shamari Mira aboard the 14-1 outside, and Mr. Wonderful upsets the apple cart and lands a gate-to-wire finish in what was an impressive display of sprinting from the 3-year-old colt. The 8th race on the card had a field of 9 contesting 1,300 meters or 6.5 furlongs. Hot Stepper, conditioned by Anthony Baba Nunez, was the most favored among the punters.
6.5 furlongs, 1,300 meters thereof. Pretty Caroline misses it. The Love of God took off fast and has that lead passing the 6. Natural Dancer now moving up, and Natural Dancer goes by to get a narrow lead over the Love of God. May Sellington is staying a close-up third. Shawami the Butcher racing in between horses. Maggie's Tricks is the one on the rail. She's my hedge fund in the green, out 3 wide. These travel as a team on the run now toward the half mile. Savvy Girl is further back with Pretty Caroline overtaking one Hot Stepper. They leave the half mile behind them. The pace now should pick up. A Natural Dancer is asked to slip away from the field, leaving the 7/16th. Watch May Sellington on the outside in the white cap now making a big move. The Love of God stays close enough, if good enough, as they leave the 3. She's My Hedge Fund is under a drive, 5 or 6 off that lead. Followed up by Shawami the Butcher racing on the outside of Savvy Girl. Pretty Caroline has made some progress but blows the turn and comes in way wide. Hot Stepper toward the back. Forget Maggie's Tricks. Natural Dancer down against the rail being tested by the Love of God. These two going at it. May Sellington now shaken up. She's My Hedge Fund in the green with the white cap over against the rail. Savvy Girl now looking for room in between horses. They're spread right across the course. It's still wide open. The Love of God, Natural Dancer out wide. Savvy Girl kicking in the center. May Sellington and She's My Hedge Fund on the far side. It is Savvy Girl, possibly just the winner. Close between She's My Hedge Fund, then May Sellington.
A second win on the Saturday card for trainer and jockey combination Anthony Nunez and Tevin Foster, beating May Sellington, She's My Hedge Fund, and a Pretty Caroline, who was 4th. The penultimate race was a restricted stakes event going 1,600 meters or 8 furlongs, a reduced field of 8 with a scratch of Power From Above from the Anthony Nunez barn.
1 mile the trip. They're off. Atlantic Convoy, Fearless Soul, the slowest to leave the confines of the gate. Bella Bella in the blue on the far side showing good speed. There goes Antarctica now moving through. And Antarctica is the one who picks up the lead, just about a half a length in front of Bella Bella. Money Miser out wide. Strike Smart racing more toward the center as they head toward the 6. Atlantic Convoy now begins a big recovery. Antarctica out in front. Atlantic Convoy has now caught up with them. Strike Smart is right there too, and Strike Smart gets the lead. Atlantic Convoy racing in second on the rail. Just about a head separates them. Antarctica racing right on their tail as they leave the 5. Bella Bella and Money Miser team up. Fearless Soul is on the rail. Rhythm Buzz just in between horses. And Box at the back of the field. They arrive at the half mile and run away now toward the 7/16th. Atlantic Convoy now goes on under Action Pack Ray and Lewis, and quickly they slip away by some 2 lengths. Here is Money Miser asked to close up. Strike Smart is in a handy spot if good enough as they go passing the 3. Fearless Soul and Rhythm Buzz in a team next. Bella Bella in the blue races ahead of Antarctica in the black and green, and Box remains firmly planted at the back as the field will come thundering into the top of the lane in the 9th and penultimate. Atlantic Convoy out in front with the lead. Money Miser now asked to close the gap. Rhythm Buzz is racing out 3 wide. Strike Smart is left back against the rail. Atlantic Convoy and Money Miser, these two going at it. They flash past the furlong pole. It is Atlantic Convoy continuing to find some more. Here is Rhythm Buzz and Money Miser. Atlantic Convoy driven to the max. Fearless Soul closing widest of them all. Atlantic Convoy will take it. Rhythm Buzz maybe second over Money Miser.
Atlantic Convoy with leading rider Ryan Lewis in the saddle held on for the win over the fast finishing Rhythm Buzz, who had to settle for second place in front of Money Miser in third. The 10th and final race was the day's feature on the card, the Kaz Hoshe Trophy. This was an overnight allowance event for 3-year-olds and up, competing over 1,200 meters.
Start already, they're off for the Kaz Hoshe. First start, Prince Sanjay shows speed along with Madeline Sunshine. As they dart away now toward the 5, Madeline Sunshine out in front, hoist the mast on the outside. The band in the green sleeves races next. KP Choice right in behind them, reserved for a late kick. Juke is in behind them also, that one will be running on. Super Duper races further back in the orange and white. Prince Sanjay in between horses. Press Conference overtakes. Curlin's Affair is racing next as they slip past the 7/16th. Race car now beginning to make ground. El Professor and Nakamura in behind. Big Jewel is there. And last of all, it's a Lexus Dream as they're about to arrive at the 5/16th. Madeline Sunshine attempting to go gate to wire with that lead. Turning for home, stepping just off the rail. Laban is closest to it. On the outside, here comes the favorite Duke the Grey. But it is still Madeline Sunshine bounding along inside the final 3/16th, and now the stick comes out in the left hand of Action Pack, Rayan Lewis, and it's Madeline Sunshine streaking away from them, being chased all the while by Laban and Duke. Race car is wound up out wide, but Madeline Sunshine will not be caught and will take the Cazochet by maybe 5 lengths. Laban is second, race car third.
Rayan Lewis lands a double and takes today's feature event aboard the Jason Acosta conditioned Madeline Sunshine. As we recap another thrilling weekend of racing, there were memorable moments, memorable performances all throughout the day. This has been another edition of the Caymanas Park Highlight Show. We'll see you next time.